Bullshit. Okay. Hi, Rav. Hello. Are you freaking out? What's happening? Hi, Ven. Thank you for the posture check. I'm not having my model for this stream, but I did check my posture. I assure you. Hello, how are you doing, Ven? I'm happy you're streaming. Oh, yeah, it's not indicative of my health. I feel like shit. Oh, everything hurts. And I'm tired. And I'm grouchy. Just everything. I'm also waiting for VGen to put out their applications for this week so I can start selling art. Jesus Christ, that was loud in my ear. It's not loud for you guys, it was loud for me, but I'm just waiting for them to open applications in like 20 minutes so I can start selling art on VGen. Hi, thank you for the head pats. It sounds like you need them. I just came back from a week trip, visiting back home. And I'm tired, man. Hold on, actually, let me turn this off for a minute. I do have some things to talk about. Okay, hold on, let me turn it back on. Okay. So I am selling my art now. I'm doing personal commission work. I have very limited slots though. But I am doing that now. And I'm trying to get on VGen. And yeah, I still have my shop and stuff, but now I'm also taking personal commission work. This one is not a commission. This is just a little thing I had that I'm working on. We'll pause here in like 20 minutes though. So I can apply for the VGen thing. But I was like, you know what, I haven't streamed in a while. I did just get back, but I was like, fuck it. And I haven't done a drawing stream for a little bit, so I felt obligated. So this stream is gonna be very relaxed, very chill. For anybody who's new here, my drawing streams are the complete opposite of all my other streams. They are relaxing, and I don't talk as much, and it's just a nice time. I actually have been avoiding drawing streams because I feel like I'm really boring. Because all there really is to talk about, because normally when I draw, I listen to podcasts, or I listen and watch YouTube, but I can't do that while I stream for copyright. I can't just listen to Game Grumps, you know, while I'm doing a drawing stream, so I always feel like I'm really boring in these, and I feel like nobody wants to watch them, so it'd be like a waste of time. I know that that's probably not true. I'm sure there are lots of people who would love to see me draw live more, but in my head, I'm like, man, because none of my neurodivergence comes out when I draw, you know? But I need to get over that. Hi, Ellier. Yes, it has been a while, but I'm back. I just came back from vacation, and I'm like recharged. I mean, not physically, but my head space. I'm like, man, I want to stream again. I want to draw again. I want to do all these things. You know what I mean? And Herda's coming out tomorrow, so I'm gonna be streaming that. Oh, thank you, Sky! Oh, thank you for the 2 subs. Thank you. Oh, and now my TTS decides to work. That's great. Right before stream, I was like, is everything working? And everything was like, no, we're not. We're not gonna work. Fuck you. How are you guys doing, though? Enough about me bitching about my life. How's everybody else doing today? I hope you all are doing good. I had fun on my vacation. My boyfriend took me ice skating because he wants me dead. I'm sure of it. I didn't know if I could ice skate since I got my illness. And the answer is no. The answer is it was horrible. It was fun, but it was horrible. POTS affects my balance, which makes it hard enough to walk, but puts skates on me and it's like 30 times worse. I looked like a deer trying to walk for the first time. It was nice and cold in there though, so that was nice. Other than that, I just kind of relaxed with my family, who I hadn't seen for a little bit. And that was pretty much it. The airplane posts were funny. Oh, thank you. I got so lucky on my flights, it's not even funny. Though I was so anxious. I was like, I hope nobody talks to me. I do not want to be talked to. Unless it's like the flight attendants telling me something, because I needed them for mobility stuff. But other than that, I was like, don't fucking talk to me. Being an airplane is one of the worst places to possibly make small talk. Because if you find out that this person, like, has views that you don't agree with, like, and I'm not talking about stuff on, like, taxes. I'm talking about, like, weird political views. Then you're just gonna be stuck with this person in a confined space where if anything bad happens, you would not trust them with your life. It is, like, the worst place to potentially find out bad things about people. Anyway. Oh, Sans alive. I am not dead yet. I have a lot more shit posting to do. Doing alright. Ice skating's fun. I had fun. I went ice skating as a kid, and it was fun. And when I went this time, it still was fun, but a lot less fun. You know what I mean? I have never had a bad airplane ride. No crying babies or someone smelly. Oh, that's great. On my airplane ride there was somebody brought a sick baby on board. Babies are bad enough, but you bring a sick one? That's terrible. What are you doing? Especially for, I mean, I'm just glad they didn't sit directly next to me. I had my mask and everything, but I was like, if I get sick, I'm in a confined space. You know, I'm already chronically ill, you know. If I vomit on this plane, it is your fault, ma'am. Hi, Cat Miner. Hello. Welcome. Welcome in. Like I said, nice, relaxing stream. Completely different than all my other streams. I also plan to stream Red Dead this week and Honkai Star Rail tomorrow because Herda's coming along. I have 0 pulls saved up because I just got back from my trip. And I have a guarantee, and I'm gonna get Herda, and then go for Algia. Or Algalea. I heard somebody call her Algalea. I thought it was Algia this whole time. Maybe I'm just an idiot, but I swear that's how people pronounced her name. Gave me whiplash. I was like, who's right? I literally got 1 today. And I was like, well, I have a guarantee, but that's because I didn't get the character I wanted. I wanted Tigyun, but alas. Hopefully I'll get her on a rerun someday. Oh, and if you're wondering, hello, Sky. Hi, Hime! Oh my god, Hime, it's been forever. How are you? Hello, hello. Oh, I hope you're doing good, Hime. It's been a while. Hime, you're gonna be so proud of me. I'm selling art now. I'm selling art just like you. I'm so proud. people have been asking me about it for a while, and I was too scared to do commission work. I don't know if you guys know this, but commissioners are scary. They're scary. They're mean a lot of the time. And you're like, what if I don't meet their expectations, you know? Or if they get mad at you. Like, there was a thing recently, somebody who had worked with an artist before fucking was angry that they weren't working on their birthday and bullshit, and like tried to cancel them. It was a mess. But I was like, people have been asking a lot. I'm really proud where my art is at. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna give commissioning work a shot and I want to earn some money, you know? Oh, thank you, Hime. Mean and demanding. Not all commissioners, to be clear. I try to be really nice when I commission artists. I'm like, hey, take your time. But I'm also really excited, so I constantly ask for updates. I'm not doing it to be mean, though. It's just because I'm excited, you know? I'm like, I want to see the magic happen, but it's scary. When people are kind, I still think they're like a boss enemy in the game. For sure, that's totally what it feels like. You're like, I don't know what you're getting. I don't know your combos. I don't know what to expect. But, you know, hey, my art is at a point where I feel comfortable charging for it, and I'm really proud of it. So, now the hard part is going to be finding people willing to pay that much for my art, but that's just part of the industry. That's just how it goes. It is what it is, lads. So, anyway, today's lesson in the chat is be nice to your artists. Be nice. And trust me, if you're nice to artists, artists talk. If you treat an artist like shit, you know, people are gonna find out. People are gonna know about it. Because then other artists will not want to work with you. You'll be blacklisted. So, be nice. You don't gotta be best friends. Try VJ Nice. Oh, wait! Hime! You have a code? Hime, I was literally applying today for it. Can I please have a code? Hime, I will love you forever and ever. I already do, but I will love you even more. I've been asking people all day. I've been hitting up all my friends. I'm like, please, do you have a spare VGen code? I was gonna apply. Oh, Crab Rave, thank you. Oh, hi, Hardcover. Thank you for the cheer. Thank you for the 69 cheer. Small world plea, Hime, you are the best. Oh, thank you, 66 Hero for the follow. A follower of Satan, I see. You and I are not so different. I mean me and Satan, but you know. I recently showed my boyfriend Sonic Dubs. Fucking peak. Are you winning, son? I think so. I don't know. Is this winning, chat? Fortunately for you, I have a few. Oh my god, Hime, please DM it to me. You are Hime's my savior. Thank you, Hime. Absolute the queen that you are. Thank you. Much appreciated. Yeah, I was literally applying for it today. I was like, I should get on VGen. I've commissioned people on VGen before, and it's just a really good website. Thank you. You're the absolute bestest. With VGen, for those who are unaware, you can't just sign up and have an artist account because it's anti-AI and scammer. So there's a process you gotta go through. And one of the processes that you have another artist vouch for you to basically say, hey, this person's good. But you only get 2 when you sign up. So it's limited. If you can't get that, you have to apply, and that can take a couple of weeks because there's so many people applying at one time. So, thank you, Hime. You have saved me weeks of waiting. As you can see the process behind your art. Oh yeah, I did an art tutorial on my YouTube. It's still up there. But yeah, you guys can see it in real time. I don't know how exciting this is though, because it's literally just me making straight lines 30,000 times. Hold on. Let me see. I need to do more sketches. This is a free commission that I'm doing for Zara. If you don't know who that is, they're a VTuber and they're awesome and you should check them out. She also does art commissions, but I didn't have a half body example. I've only done full bodies or full illustrations. So I was like, hey, do you want some free art? And she was like, absolutely. And so this is the sketch that I have for her. One of these days I have to show my sketching process. The problem is I'm really fast with sketches. It's everything else that takes a while, but this is one of the finished art. So I'm happy that I can help. I was going to be in VGen. Oh, thank you, Hime. You were in the beta? I didn't even know about that. That's awesome. I'd be too scared to try a beta, you know, for an art website. But, thank you. I really appreciate it. Right now, my art looks like the star. It looks like a bunch of green lines, but it's eventually going to turn into this. Let me see if I can do a time-lapse replay for you guys. Is bottom left your Fuji? Yes, it's not working right now, though, because of the way that I have the art set up. You guys are going to hate me for this. I do not... I'm using my alt Discord account in a VC with my main and screen sharing it and then having my OBS capture it. Because that's the only way I know how to stream to my PC. So that's why there's a Fuji in the bottom left. Just ignore it. It's fine. This is the time lapse of my Don piece. That sounds a bit convoluted. Is it convoluted? Absolutely. I know no other way to do it, though. Modern problems require modern solutions. Exactly. Is it a pain in the ass? Absolutely, but I don't know. I don't have my second monitor set up. I don't know. I'm not a tech person. But yeah, that's how I'm doing it. I'm surprised you still use the chibi. Of course, I still love your chibi. Oh, that reminds me, I need to list you. I'm listing all the artists that I use frequently, any art that I use frequently in my Twitch so people can find it. I need to add you, Hime. I still have all the art that I've ever gotten from people. Should be sent as a medicine, must stay. So true. If you need help, just hit me up anytime. Oh, thank you. I really do appreciate that. I also need to update my audio. My audio's trash. But I've been too lazy to fix it. And I'm doing a time-lapse replay so you guys can see the process. Also, I need to give my hands a little bit of a break here. But yeah. This Don piece took a lot less time, but looks pretty cool. Thank you. It looks really weird for most of the process, but it looks so worth it. It looks so nice in the end. But I always get insecure when I stream it because it looks really weird, and people, like, you know, for people who are just coming across the stream, they're like, what art is this? Because, no offense, you don't typically see more stylized or abstract art with streams like this. So I'm always like, guys, it's not finished. It's gonna look so pretty in the end. You just gotta trust me. You gotta trust the process. Oh, let's speed it up. As you can see here, hold on, of course I turned my pen off, but see, that's where we're at. That's what we're at with the green in the current one. I feel the same. I'm always like, guys, it's not done. Let her cook. Exactly. My art is the definition of let her cook, but over the span of 15 hours. And then if we fast forward, and then this is me doing the background. I always get so mad in my time lapses because I spend so much time doing the stained glass art. So when I post the time lapse replay, it speeds through the background because the background doesn't take me nearly as long. So I dropped it in your DMs. Thank you, Hime. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Thank you. Because I spent so much time on the line art and the stained glass effect, it like skips over all the background work that I did, so it just looks like a mess here. It'll show it in just a second. This is me doing the stained glass effect right here. Yummy water. There we go. But doing the background and the lighting is one of my favorite things. It's just me altering the lighting, trying to figure out what works. See, it like all the time lapse skips all this part. They're like, nope, just instant done. Once the stained glass is over, and boom, right there, and it's done. And that's how the process goes. Anyway, back to the star. But when it's in this part of the process, it looks weird, and people are like, why are you making so many thousands of fucking lines? And this is the only way to do it! There's no other way, believe me, I have tried. I've tried even making a brush that does this for me. Because of the way it works with the line art, it is impossible. So I have to do this all by hand, which is why they take forever. And I have ADHD, guys. This is pretty much torturing myself for fun, is what it is. I'm like, oh, you're an artist? Okay, well, how about you develop your art style that takes literally 15 hours for it to just be rendered? It's like, sure, if I chose that, you know, that's one thing, but this is the only way to do it, so... But I always am mad at this part in the process, like, not when it's not even halfway done, and I'm like, oh my god, I have so much to go before I can show any of this off. Sometimes preset brushes are like that. The problem with the brush idea, which I tried, is that these triangles have to be very precise, as you can tell. And when you have a brush, you give up some of that preciseness, and when that happens, the lines will intersect each other. So, and it'll look very messy and it won't look clean. For example, if I made a brush, it'd be like this. You see how there's all these tiny white spots in between? That's what would happen, and it wouldn't look good. It would look terrible. So, I have to do it by hand. And I zoom in really close because I want to make these lines as straight as possible. Because if they curve and everything else is straight, it'll be noticeable to the eye. So... whenever I talk like this, I actually sound like I know what I'm talking about. I've taken like 3 art classes, I'm gonna be real. I mean, I loved them, but it was like in elementary, the most basic, and then in middle school, it was an elective, and my art teacher actually knew what they were talking about. And then in high school, I did it over the summer just to get my credits. Because in high school is when I stopped drawing for a little bit, so... I didn't have the drive that I do now again. Because I had the drive and then I lost it. But let's be honest, all that art that I made when I was a kid fucking sucked. I drew cats, pretty much, just all the time. Because people were too hard and I was so frustrated and I couldn't draw anime. Santan, please set me on fire. Oh, it's not the hand, it's the wrist that this fucking kills. I recently got some compression drawing gloves. And, my god, have they helped me so much. They've done me so much good, dog. But yes, after every drawing it's just killer on my hand. It hurts so bad, but that is a small price. I mean, that happens to all artists eventually. Our hands are just like, nope, we're done. When you're playing, no, you didn't teleporting really fast and they hit a wall that you're burning through the wall a lot slower. It's kind of like it's kind of like Sonic Boom, you know? They're like, like in terms of teleporting, it's like, yeah, we're gonna show you we're doing all the lines one by one really fast, but then we're gonna skip over any background process because it's just the way that the time-lapse works. And I'm using Procreate, by the way. And I'm on a tablet that has... I actually had to delete a lot of my old artworks today because Procreate kept crashing because my tablet's out of space, and because it's an iPad, the second you run out of storage, it decides to kill itself. I'm so done with Apple products, but Procreate is on the iPad, so... I don't have much choice, and I have to have Procreate because it's one of the only devices that will allow me to draw in bed. My computer is too far away from my bed, and I have to lay down while I draw in most cases, so I unfortunately have to use Apple products, even though I hate them. Guys, enjoying this copyright-free music? This is not my playlist. I wish for things like art, you could, you know, I mean, obviously you can't do to copyright, but man. The only time I actually listen to music, like, when I do art, is when I need motivation. Like, if I'm like at my wit's end and my patience. I'm trying not to laugh every time you say that name. Oh, I'm sorry. There's always the option of sailing the seas. Not on Twitch. It's just like if I'm having trouble with a piece, like something like if I'm 15 hours in and I'm like, I just want this to be done already, then I listen to music because the energy, you know, helps me. But otherwise I'm just like listening to other stuff. I think most artists listen to music though, but like I draw way too much to listen to music that much. Like, dog, I love music, but you know, sometimes you just need to hear some ramblings from insane people on the internet. It just how it be. If I ever go back to art school though, like if I go to college for art, you bet your ass if the teacher's ever like, hey San, what are your strengths? I'm gonna just be like, triangles. I can fucking draw you a triangle any goddamn day of the week. If you ask me to paint though, that's where it stops. Nuh-uh, not doing it. I suck at painting. I'm really good at the well, I wouldn't say I'm a master, but I had a lot of fun. In middle school, we had this oil painting, and I liked that. That was awesome. We did a still life of a bunch of fruit in a bowl, and it was very nice. It was actually very relaxing work, because we literally, for like 3 months, we'd just sit in the same seats with our oil crayon things, and just work on it a little bit at a time, and it was actually very nice. Another one I'm also good at is stippling, and if you don't know what that is, it's when you take a pen and you make dots to shade. Like you'll print out like a picture with outlines of like whatever the subject is you're drawing. The one that we had was like a glass of wine and some fruit, and then there was a table, and we had to shade the entire thing using only dots. And I thought that was fun, and it actually looks really nice in the end. I might still have that drawing somewhere, but I enjoyed that. Every single like art technique I like is one that requires you to make millions of fucking strokes. Just millions. And you think I would hate it due to my ADHD, and you'd be right. I hate this, but there's no other way to do it. And I like the art style, so here I am, suffering until the end of time, torturing myself indefinitely, but it's for art, so. It's like a lady who speaks his soul. No, I love music. I actually used to play violin. I think music's amazing, but I can only listen to Infinity's theme so many times before the edge starts to get to me. Music I've been listening to a lot lately, though, has been Epic, the musical. They released The Last Saga recently, and so much of a banger. Was so worth the wait. If you haven't listened to it, I really recommend it. Spoken Like an Art is so true. Every artist I've ever met hates being an artist. Every single one of us will be like, oh my god, I love art. And then, like, we'll wake up and then we can't draw a hand properly and we commit crimes. It's just the way that it is. To truly be an artist, you have to hate art with a passion. What's with this? I don't know why this music got like this. It got very serious suddenly. I wanted nice, relaxing music. I don't know what this is. I feel like I'm about to go on a life or death mission and they're briefing me on what's gonna happen. I just looked up non-copyrighted music for that wouldn't get Twitch to snipe me. Another thing I struggle with art streams is I don't know what to say. Because with games, I can verbal vomit everything that comes to my mind, you know? Because I'm seeing different things, I'm interacting with different things. But with art, I'm just like, my mind goes blank. I'm just like, yep, another line. Yep, another straight line, there we go. And every once in a while, I'm like, fuck, I didn't mean to erase that. And that's kind of it. So, drawing streams are a lot harder for me. I have a lot less to work with in my brain. Words are hard. Very true. The English language is stupid. I'm learning another language, and to be honest, it's just as stupid. It's Spanish. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just saying language in itself is dumb. But we have to use it to communicate. We should all just communicate like with body language. She's drawing another line. She's drawing another line, right? Isn't this the most exciting stream? Look at all those pixels. Look at all those individual pixels that you can see. Isn't that fun? Okay. I mean, if you love pixels, you're gonna love these art streams. Does it get much pixelier than this, lads? It won't be this pixelated when it's done, I promise. I'm just zoomed really in. Because I'm blind. I need to go to the eye doctor. I've been putting it off. I've been making excuses. Mostly because I like the frames I have, and I know that they probably don't make them anymore. But it's gonna be impossible to find ones I like. Okay, this one's nicer. If it was a little more 8-bitty, this could be a Pokemon song. And just like that, lads, we're... Okay, yeah, this is the right upside. So we got 1, 2, 3... Wait, 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9! I had 9 more faces and the entire outside of the star is done. I hope you guys are all having a good night though. I had some rigatoni. I add my own spices to the sauce, and now I can't eat rigatoni without those spices in my sauce. I went to a pretty decent Italian restaurant while I was visiting my family, and I was like, okay, I'll try the rigatoni because I wanted to see if their sauce for the rigatoni was better than mine, and I can proudly say it wasn't. It wasn't bad by any means, but I took a bite of it and I was like, I prefer my own sauce, and I was so proud of myself. I'm like, oh my god, I can actually cook. I prefer something I made at home versus a restaurant. I felt I was so smug. I'm still riding that high, to be honest. That's been keeping me going the past couple of days. This song's nicer. I like this one. It's a vibe. No, it's fading out already. Man, these songs are short. Ooh, I like this one. Do you cook those garlic pizza things? Oh, the garlic cheese bombs? No, I didn't make them this week. Those require a little more effort than rigatoni. But I am gonna make them this week, though. Because those are also fucking delicious. I haven't seen any restaurant that sells them, though. I'm sure you could get them frozen or something. Somewhere. How I found them was I found a recipe online while I was looking for easy stuff to cook. Because I was trying to... The whole point of me trying to teach myself how to cook was I was trying to eat out less. Because I am moving to Europe sometime this year. And I was like, I gotta save money for that, so I gotta learn how to cook things that I like that are easy, that don't require much energy. And I came across that, and I was like, oh, and now I can make them with my eyes closed, because I made them so much. They should really, Olive Garden should take notes. Olive Garden should pay me to make them for them. You know, like pre-batch stuff. If Olive Garden sold them, they would, like, need to make them bottomless. They're so good. I made them for Thanksgiving for my family and my extended family. The men went nuts. Literally, I didn't even have time to take a picture. I was going to take a picture and post about it, but they were gone, evaporated. And they said it was the best meal of the day. They're appetizers, my good sirs. But I was so happy. I was happy they liked it that much. I was very flattered. I'm like, yes, it was a star meal. Now pay me for it. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, people chattering? That's an interesting noise. Do you use any dipping sauces as well? I dip them in marinara sauce, personally. I haven't... Actually, I should try making the seasoned sauce with it. That might be good, too. I don't know any other sauces that would be good with it. But I'm very particular about my sauces. But I'm certain if you made them, and you could try them with a whole bunch of things. Speaking of dipping sauces, I am appalled of how many people like ranch. Don't get me wrong, I like ranch, but when I worked at a pizza place when I was in high school, I was shocked, like bamboozled of how many people have ranch with their pizza. They dip the pizza in it. Now, my family never did that. We never had ranch with our pizza. And I never paid attention to what other people were eating. So when I worked at a pizza place, I was shocked. I was shooketh. I was like, how many people eat it with this? And I'm certain that it's probably good with some combinations, but pepperoni, Hawaiian, barbecue, like, pizza with ranch? What? That's crazy, dog. That was the worst. I wouldn't say it's the worst, but I was shocked. I was like, oh my god. My whole worldview has changed. You learn new things every day. Oh, speaking of food, I'm very excited. I'm gonna try sauteed bell peppers tomorrow. I like them plain, but I was like, I wonder how these will taste sauteed, so I'm gonna make some tomorrow. Gonna be for my lunch, and it's probably gonna be delicious. Or so I hope. People do be crazy, for sure. I'll finish up the rest of the star, like the outside of the star, and then we'll stop for tonight, because I gotta set up my VGen. I'm so excited to start taking commissions, though. But now, anytime a bot like DMs me, I think it's a person asking about my commissions, and I cry now every time I find out it's a bot. It literally happened today. I posted my TOS and everything, and I was like, now I wait. And then somebody was like, came to my DMs, they're like, hey, you do art, right? And I was like, oh my god, yes, I do that thing. And they're like, well, I've been looking, and I was like, oh boy, here we go. I blocked them. I was so upset. I was like, don't even talk to me. But it was, honestly, I looked at their profile, probably a person who got hacked, which is unfortunate for them, and I hope they get their account back, but I hope they never come across my stream and find that I have them blocked because they made me cry. Because, well, the scammer made me cry, using them as a farce. I had them and they are fantastic. Well, I'm glad you... Oh, the sauteed bell peppers? I'm so looking forward to trying them tomorrow. I'm also making bread tomorrow. My dad got me, like, this bread art kit thing. And I'm gonna make it tomorrow. I had to wait, though, because I had to buy a thermometer. Because the water has to be at a certain temperature to help it rise and mix. And so I'm very excited. Another horrifying thing I learned is I also started eating cup of noodles recently. First of all, delicious. Don't know why I hadn't tried them earlier. They're delicious. And the sodium's really good for me. It makes me feel better if I'm sick. Because the sodium raises my blood pressure, and I have very low due to POTS. So whenever I'm, like, really sick, I get a little cup and put it in the microwave to boil the water. There is a shocking amount of people who literally just put the cup in the microwave. You're not supposed to do that. It even says it on the instructions, because the microplastics from the styrofoam are getting into your noodles. You are ingesting it, and it says it on the package, like, hey, don't microwave this. A lot of people just do it anyway. Microplastics for the poor people. I recently saw something a while ago, already full of microplastics. That's true, which leads me into what I'm about to talk about. I saw an article, like, a year ago, and scientists are trying to figure out how to get rid of the microplastics, and it's like an X-ray. But it screens for the microplastics, and then I think it uses like some type of light technology to get rid of them. I don't know if that's right. It's been like a year since I saw the article, and I have no idea how credible it was. It was so long ago, and it killed some of the microplastics. Obviously, not all of them or anything like that, but it was very interesting, because soon it's kind of one of those things where I expect, like, in 60 years, it's gonna be like a vaccine type shit, right? You have to go in after so many years to get these microplastics out of your body, of however they're gonna get them out. And that's so fascinating. Like, imagine telling a medieval peasant that humans liked plastic too much in the future, and now you have to go and they have to take a picture of your insides to get rid of it. That's wild. I always think of, we also eat a bit of bug pieces. That's true. And in some places, bugs are a delicacy. Like chocolate covered crickets. That is very popular in some areas of the world. We also have scorpion shots. Like, the bug thing doesn't really matter, because there are people who eat bugs willingly, so it's like, whatever, you know? But microplastics, many people don't willingly choose that, except for the people who microwave their cup of noodles. I always think about things I could tell a medieval peasant to send them into a coma. Crustaceans are just wet bugs anyway. Exactly. Crustaceans are armored bugs. That's all it is. When I was visiting family back home, we went to a Red Lobster, and me and Rav were looking at the red lobsters in the thing. And one of them had gotten the bands off, and I was so tempted to put my hand in. I was like, crush me, do it, pussy. Like shit talking a crab. Not a crab, a lobster, apologies. I don't want to offend the lobster lovers out there. Can't wait to be in my 80s and getting screened for microplastics. I wonder how many microplastics are in my body. You know, like out of curiosity, I'm like, how much have gotten in my body? I wonder what's the number one way to get microplastics in your body aside from just straight up eating plastic. You know what I mean? I want to know the approximate amount. Like I want to know if I'm on the lower end, you know? I was am I just better at not eating plastic compared to other people? I have to know. It has to be a competition. A sea roach, big meaty bugs. Ugh. You would be shocked at how much fat a grasshopper has. I had to dissect one. Because I was part of a program for smart people. I know, shocking. And we had to dissect one, and they have a lot more meat than you would think. Those things are like 50% muscle of just pure meat, which they don't look like it. But no, they're Lunchables, ew. Oh god. I'm gonna say it, I wasn't a big fan of Lunchables. I almost never ate them growing up. Partly because it wasn't enough food in most cases. And dog, I eat nowadays, because of the meds I take, I eat like a hamster-sized meal, you know? What is Lunchables? Lunchables are these pre-packaged food that parents would give their kids, like if they wanted a snack or like to take to school, and they would often have like a couple crackers, some cheese. Sometimes you'd get like a pre-cooked pizza, and it'd be like this. It'd be like smaller than the size of your hand, and they're very popular here in the United States. I never had them. I didn't like them because it wasn't enough food, especially when I was a growing gal. But it doesn't really matter now, because now a Lunchable would be an entire meal for me. It's alright, but the wings get stuck in your teeth. Why? As someone who has dissected a grasshopper, nah. And crickets are just like grasshoppers, except louder. They just scream. So like a snack box. Yeah, exactly. It'd be pretty much that. It's also not the healthiest, but you know, it's popular. It's like it's the your mom didn't have enough time to cook or make you lunch for school, so this is what you're getting type shit. But some people would die for Lunchables. Some people have nostalgia with Lunchables. Knockoff fruits crackers with questionable meat and cheese, exactly. They love if food gets stuck between your teeth, like the popcorn best feeling ever. I actually hate it. Don't know that many people that enjoy it. But hey, if you love it, that's what matters. That's the truly important thing. The worst part is like when you're eating popcorn and it gets stuck between your teeth, but not only does it get stuck between your teeth, it like digs into your gum, like it's stabbing the shit out of your gum. And because it's like wedged in there, you can't get it out. Worst thing in the world. It's like having a tiny dagger attack you from the inside. By the time you get it out, your saliva's all over it and you're like, this is... it's partially digested due to your mouth juices, and you're like, God, no. My dad, not my dad actually, it was my grandpa. My grandpa loved escargot, which is it's cooked snail. He loved it. He thought it was fucking delicious, and I was, even kid me, I was like, what's wrong with you? And then I realized that I'm related to him, and I was like, oh, that's what it is. That's what we have in common. I'm crazy too, Grandpa. Just not crazy about that. Try to eat things that give me important nutrients, even the snacks. No, and that's a good rule of thumb. That's important. And your gum could be a torture method. I'm pretty sure it is. You think one person in the government was resistant to all types of torture except that one? They had to call in the popcorn guy to like stick it in between with some tweezers. They're like, well, we've tried water torture and he didn't even budge. This is a trained agent. But nobody's trained enough for popcorn. I would love to work like for the government and just to have a title like the popcorn guy. I just come in and deliver popcorn and that's like all I do. That'd be so fun. Snail eater. Look. I've seen the insides of a grasshopper, and I would sooner eat a grasshopper than I would a snail. First of all, snails are covered in dirt and everything they've ever crawled through ever. Second of all, the way that they reproduce is horrific and gross. I'm still in a dream, snail eater. But I do like the idea of the invisible snail. Like, somebody's eating escargot, and the invisible snail sneaks under their plate, and that's how it kills them. The immortal snail that's ever crawling closer just gets on your snail platter, and you just eat it. I think that'd be funny. I feel like a lot of movies would be a lot more interesting as if one of the characters was just the immortal snail. They don't even have to kill anybody. You just like the viewer just has to be aware of them. Like they're invisible to everyone else except the viewer. And you just like see them in the foreground or in the background, hanging out and chilling, going after whoever they're going after. It doesn't even have to be a main character. And you just hear about it like some side characters like, my cousin just died from the immortal snail, and then the movie like moves on. I think that'd be really cool little Easter egg of meme culture. Hey, more than snails or slugs. Snails are also perfect for parasites. Really? How so? I mean, I've heard of parasites infecting ants and things like that, but I don't know if I've heard too much about slugs and snails and parasites. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, snails are slow-moving creatures, you know? They might be a perfect host for a parasite. But I have not delved into the science of that. I don't really read too many snail and slug articles. You know, I'm disabled and I stay at home. The only time I encounter a snail is if I leave my house and there's one outside my door. Also, sorry I don't have my model up. Normally I would, but all it would be me looking down, it glitching out, and sometimes catching me when I look up at my screen to read chat. And because before Hime gave me the code, I was gonna pause and apply for the VGen thing. But now I don't need to. Yeah, there's one that takes control of them and have the birds eat them. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Parasites are horrible things of nature. They're like, yeah, half the time they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get eaten, but that was my plan all along, and then they take over. One of my favorite parasites, I think it's called the horsehair worm. They lay their eggs in the water, and then creatures like, typically they are found in praying mantises. Hi, Judas Christ. Typically things like, praying mantises that drink from the water, and they ingest the eggs, and then the horsehair worms hatch inside the mantis, and then when you put them in water, they come out of the ass, and then the process starts all over again. And sometimes horsehair worms are a blast. They're freaky, but the most concerning part is they're so long. Literally, if you unfurl them, they can be longer than the intestines of the creature that they've inhabited. It's fucking horrible. There's a lot of videos on the internet of them coming out in the water. And it's so gross, but it's also just fascinating. You're like, oh my god. And then you feel so... The good thing about horsehair worms is that when they leave the host, it doesn't necessarily kill the creature. Unlike other parasites who literally will digest other things from the inside out. It's horrible. Much more interesting are mango worms. Mango worms. Hold on. Let me look up a mango worm. Hold on. Mango worm. I haven't heard of that one. Parasitic insects commonly in regions of Africa and South America. Occasionally discomfort. Oh, they can get in humans? Oh, that's gross. Oh, ew, they're like maggots. Oh, no, they can get in dogs. Don't show me puppies. Oh, my God. Oh, they're in your skin. Yeah, no, okay, I know what these are now. I've seen these before. Oh, my God. Oh. I don't want to, don't show me animals. Don't show me cute puppies. Oh, I don't, oh, that's so gross. The water lice that eats fish tongues and becomes a tongue. Yes, those are one of my favorites because they're actually kind of cute. There's some pictures of the water lice. And it's like they're hugging what was once a tongue. And they're like, hello. There's one picture of one where it has its little arm raised toward the cameraman and it looks like it's waving. It's actually like pretty cute. I mean, obviously they're horrific creatures and parasites and are terrible, but they're kind of cute in an alien way. Hi Kirby, missed you too. I'm glad to see you're doing well. Glad to see everyone's doing just fine. We're talking about parasites and how gross they are. Now, after looking at the picture of the mango worms, though, I have seen those before, and it's horrific. They literally leave holes behind because they eat your flesh. It's horrible. And humans can get them. It's terrible. Ugh. And the worst part is, oh yeah, and botfly larva is another horrible one, because with botflies, if you get infested with them and you go to a doctor too early, the doctors are like, we can't remove them until they get bigger. You literally have to let them feed on you and force to deal with them until they get large enough to extract. I don't know what's worse. Knowing you are infested with a parasite and having to wait to get rid of them while they eat your flesh, or to be awake when they extract the parasite. Dog, put me to sleep. I do not want to be awake. I don't want to watch them come out. Nothing. And I say this as a non-squeamish person. I've dissected starfish. I mean, you're growing life, I guess. Yeah, but that life shouldn't exist. It's all parasites are horrible. They're monsters. They're the monsters of the animal kingdom. The brain-eating amoeba scares me. Lucky for you, the brain-eating amoeba is super rare, and mostly idiots get them because they only grow in specific environments, and if you ingest the water that they're in. So just don't go swimming in every lake you see and you'll be fine. You know what I mean? They also, from my understanding, can't spread to other bodies of water. So if you swim in a place that has a brain-eating amoeba, like, and then you swim in another lake, it doesn't transfer, I don't think. I think, because I'm pretty sure the brain-eating amoeba can only thrive in really specific environments, and it's really sensitive, which is great for us. Now, when it starts getting resistant, that's when we're gonna have a problem. But yeah, no, literally just don't go swimming in unknown and unsafe lakes and you'll be fine. But once you get the brain-eating amoeba, like, you're done. I'm sorry. I don't think there's been any survivors. It's very, which is awful, you know. I think of the giant walking catfish. They would chain water sources on its own. Catfish are wild. They're silly looking. And catfish can get big too. It also depends on the species, but they can get massive. They can most catfish, if they're big enough, could probably ingest a small cat. No problem. I watched a video on the mud skippers. Those are the fish that go on land. And they're so fucking funny because they're a fish. They can sort of breathe air, but also not. It's like when us humans were fish and went on land, but like the mud skippers didn't like understand how to breathe properly, so they got stuck. And so they constantly have to be in the mud and be moist to be able to breathe. Like, or else they completely dry out and they become utterly useless. So it's so funny because it's like evolution failed them. They're like, yeah, we can sort of breathe, but they're like, oh, I breathed in wrong. Trying to make an example out of myself. But it's just so funny. And they look so goofy. And they're territorial, which is the funniest part. They're like, yeah, this piece of mud over here, this is mine. And they will fight the other males. It's so funny. It's considered an invasive species, not allowed to be owned as a pet. I mean, that makes sense if it can switch water that easily. Hello, so it's been a minute. Hope you've been doing well. I have been, thank you, and I hope you've been doing well too. Giant walking catfish are outright illegal. Imagine your existence just being illegal. Is wild. I learned about invasive species about 2 months ago or so. Invasive species are wild. I want one as a pet. So would I. Catfish are so silly. I like how they have a goofy smile all the time. Because fish either look pissed off or really happy. There's no in between. It's just how it is. They're bringing over animals here and everywhere. Sometimes it's accidental. Sometimes like animals end up on ships and planes, and you know they get stuck. That's how it happened in the olden days. Cats and dogs would be on boats, and they would be on the water, and they'd be like, well, we're not going back. And so they just take the cats and the dogs and whatever bugs they had, and boom. You know. catfish and a crow, both of which are the pets. No, it's about making friends though. I've always wanted to befriend crows. Like I don't want them in my house, but I want to befriend like an army of crows because they bring you gifts, and like some person accidentally trained them to bring them money, and like I really want crows to steal money from other people and to give it to me. And they protect you. If they think somebody's threatening you, they'll get their crow buddies and scream and harass the person. It's fucking... Crows are your best alarm system ever. And they're smart, too. They're one of the smartest birds. And you can teach them to talk. Anyway, I love crows. A lot of people also don't know this because it's a less known fact, but crows have different dialects. A crow in Australia has an accent to a crow in America. 100% real. This was a study that they did. So that means that you can have an Australian crow and you can have an Asian crow. You can have any type of crow. Which is so funny, because other birds don't have that. I'm pretty sure one of the only birds that has that is crows. And it's so fascinating. Texas lets you own kangaroos and other animals, because yes. Well, because that's... Oh, Texas? Oh, yeah, well, because Texas doesn't care about animal preservation, let's be honest. The reason why California has so many is because we have a lot bigger range of animals and our ecosystem is different. Especially if you go along the coast. They are very protective of the animals, and rightfully so. Because if people mess with them too much, it fucks the whole thing up. They can also learn how to copy human speech. Yeah, it's super fascinating. Crows are so smart. I love crows. Definitely one of my top 10 birds. Another one I love is peacocks. They're not as smart, but they're really cunty, and I really fuck with that. Very cunty bird. They're also beautiful. And I like their screams. Their screams are so funny. Another one is flamingos. Because, when baby flamingos are young, they don't stand on one leg. They're taught that. And it's for heat regulation. But if you look at a flamingo's legs, there's like no... They're so thin. And they break really easily. So you think that if an animal would stand on one leg for an extended period of time and train their offspring to also do so for the sake of balance, you think their legs would get stronger over time and they would have stronger legs and they wouldn't need to do that and they would have no problems with heat regulation. Not so! Because nature decided to fuck over flamingos because they did not like them. And I find that really funny. I super buff leg and it's... No! That's honestly... They alternate legs, but... No, they should have way beefier legs, but they don't because Mother Nature's like, no, you can stand on your twig legs and it'll hurt. And the thing is, the older ones, if you have a really old flamingo, they stand on two legs because they can't anymore. Mother Nature failed the flamingos so hard. Whenever I think about flamingos, though, I get really sad because the most recent time I went to the zoo, me and I think Rav was with me, and we went and we saw the flamingos and we were like, oh my god, look, flamingos. And one of the one of the zoo employees came over and we were talking to them briefly. And the employee told us that a couple years ago, some mean-ass kid threw a rock at one of the flamingos and it hit and broke their leg. And me and Ref were like, oh my god. And so now they have signs and stuff, and the flamingos are like further back away from the fence. And we were like, oh my god, that's horrible. Who just fucking throws a rock at a flamingo? Flamingos aren't even mean birds. It's one thing if, like, it's an asshole, like an ostrich or fucking or an emu. God forbid emus. God's angriest bird. But now every time I think of flamingos, I get a little sad, because I just think of that. I just want to punch that kid in the face, you know what I mean? Why would you hurt an innocent flamingo? And flamingos, their babies are, in return they AFK by filter feeding. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They do that. But you know what's another thing, weird thing? Flamingos are weird birds, even among birds, because when they feed their young, most birds like put the food, like regurgitate the food in the mouth, and they put it in the kid's mouth, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's a bird thing, but flamingos, another flamingo will go under the other one, and it like the food runs off the top of their head, and then the baby feeds from that. It's so strange. Pelicans are menaces. Pelicans are funny. Penguins are like the crackheads of the bird world. Like, they're the abandoned uncle that nobody checks in on because he's kind of crazy. They try to eat everything. Seagulls are just dicks. They're loud, angry dicks. But pelicans, pelicans are Kirby. They will eat. They would try to eat people. If they could. If they even thought for a second that their mouth could open wide enough, they'd do it. But not out of malice. You know, they're just stupid. But I love pelicans. They're so silly. Okay, finishing the last part of this, and then we'll stop for tonight. Because I gotta make my VGen. I'm gonna try to do more art streams though, for sure. I'll make like a PowerPoint of shit to talk about. Video signal eating a whole squirrel. Yep, they'd do that. That poor squirrel though. I hope he survived. Okay, I'm gonna leave the stream here for now, because I gotta make that VGen before that code expires. I hope you guys enjoyed the very, very short stream. How long has this been going on? How long? Oh, for an hour. Okay, that's not, okay, not as short as I was expecting. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna stream hopefully tomorrow if I feel well enough, and then we'll do a Red Dead stream probably later this week. My store is still open, and I'm opening commissions on VGen, and once it's done and up, I will be posting it, and so you can check it out, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Bye-bye!